All right, welcome Redheads. This is going to be our first example, our first expedition into YouTube live streaming. I wanted to just step onto the video stage here and run through some things that been going on in the community, questions that have been coming up, and really just a good overview of the various resources and what the project is about for those that are coming in new to the group, who've heard about ReddCoin and don't know what it is, or Project Red, or the Red Book, or Red. It's all a bit red confusing. So I thought I'd take the time to go through. Hopefully, we've got good video and audio quality. This is a bit of an experiment, so if this doesn't work, we'll have to adjust the tech that we're using to do this. But for the moment, looks like we're doing pretty well. So um, ReddCoin has been around since 2014. It's one of the original cryptocurrencies, and we are an all-volunteer project. By the way, many people don't realize that we're not well funded, and a lot like the other still standing altcoin projects, Blackcoin and Potcoin and Mooncoin and Doge and Digibyte, and a lot of us have sort of avoided the entanglements of VCs and popular avenues to funding, but that also plays into our development time, as many of you know. So I did just want to point out, on an individual, or I'm sorry, on an independent evaluation, this evi.io site does a wonderful job of using some of the new tech to analyze aspects of the various crypto communities. And you can see over in the right there, we were at one point very highly rated due to some market downturns and such. We've dropped a bit, but the fundamentals really haven't changed. And that's something that I wanted to sort of lay out for folks so we can see the broad view of what ReddCoin is, what we're doing. It really does make it easier to understand, I guess, in a video format. So we will go ahead and dive into that. As always, we are always looking for volunteers, for good people who really, understand crypto and want to build something, want to get involved and use their talents, whether it's website writing, social media marketing, whatever it might be. There are places both in our project and lots of other crypto and blockchain and DeFi projects. As I've said recently at conferences and symposia, you really just need, as an outsider, someone stepping in, just step up and ask. That goes for ReddCoin. That goes for a lot of other projects as well. So at bottom, we do have two different websites. One of them, the one that you're looking at right now, is red.love, one of the new domains. But this is redcoin.com. And redcoin.com is our main website. It's a little bit prettier and less full of information than we'd like. But again, if we could get some web folks on the team, we could add as much as possible. It's really a resource restriction. We would like to put some more stuff out there as we can, but it's a function of the people on the team. So taking a look at redcoin.com, you can see there's a product list, and it really does begin to tell you a little bit about what ReddCoin is and does. ReddCoin itself is a very fast, 10 times faster than than Bitcoin. The block time is actually 10 times faster, so we can make that claim. Most transactions confirmed inside of 6 minutes. That's 6 confirmations, 1 per minute. We have not been hacked in recent history, and in part that goes to substantiate our team's decision back in 2015 to move to a proof of stake model rather than a proof of work, a mining model. I was actually one of the ReddCoin miners back at that point. I was not on the team, and that transition to proof of stake went flawlessly, swimmingly, and it's underpinned the network since, to the point that we've actually, as the ongoing volunteer team, took that protocol and evolved it into POSV version 2, which we can talk about a little bit later, but which rewards our redheads who are staking, who are active on the network, securing it, because staking for ReddCoin is a very crucial and critical network security operation. It's not just here's some coins because you have some coins, the way a lot of DeFi projects do, and they call that staking. In point of fact, proof of stake networks are secured by that action. So we do want to encourage staking, and we had made some changes to the protocol to multiply stake rewards for those who were active. You can definitely read a bit about that if you're interested, and we'll point to some resources a little bit later. ReddCoin was initially a fork of Litecoin and Bitcoin that was intended to make social media tipping, specifically for that use case, a lot more workable, a lot more enjoyable. The high fees that plague Bitcoin and Ethereum don't exist in our coin. The speed makes it much more usable. And of course, with plenty of coins out there, you can tip a few coins, not fractions and decimal points, and that's always a great aspect. We have been noted in a number of indices, and as a project of I guess renown over the years. We do try to stay humble, but the truth is we are trying simply to enable the ability for folks to reward good content. That's always been a need. You can like, you can follow, you can do all these social media gyrations, but paying someone for their good content, for their comment, for their post, for their video, that's powerful. And if many people appreciate content and they can do that, if there's no bar that you have to have so many followers or so many, an influencer of certain number, as most of the major platforms do, that's really the push for ReddCoin to fit into that space where if you've got 20 followers and they want to pay you for something you did, you don't have to be a major influencer, a micro influencer, or even what we've termed a nano influencer. You can use ReddCoin. The fees won't eat away what you're using, and in fact, you can stake and earn more. And all of that goes together to really fit a nice niche there for how to send a little love, as we say. And you'll see a lot of references to love. We do not consider ourselves a corporate project. We are very much an expression of what the crypto spirit is in sharing that value and recognizing folks who are, just like us, are struggling to find that avenue and that survival. ReddCoin has basically positioned ourselves so that we can provide function to those people, in quotes, bank the unbanked, but it's not really a bank, more of sort of an online change purse, if you will, that comes with a bit of good feeling and a bit of, happiness when you do something like that, as we've noticed on Reddit and Twitter and Twitch, everywhere that you can tip ReddCoin. People really enjoy that just from the action, both the giver and the receiver. And that's really where our heart lies. And that's why you'll hear us talk about sending love or sharing love, or everything from sharing ReddCoin content to actually sharing RDD itself. I will point out on our website, this does need to be fixed. Please, if you want to purchase ReddCoin, you can go to Bittrex. Bitmart and Bitcoin.com over the last year have delisted us, and we haven't updated the website here. But actually, you can see if you follow this link, view all exchanges, that will take you. That will take you to our wiki page, wiki.reddcoin.com. And again, we've been around for a while, so some of our information is scattered. But you can see anything on the wiki. Comes from the team, even if it's a little bit out of date. This exchange list is accurate. And as we'll talk about momentarily, understanding where the coin's being sold, how you can get it, and who's looking at those exchanges, that's related to what our price has been doing recently, which to me, as a project leader, we've never been focused on price, but the truth needs to be out there, the value of what's unified as the perception of the price of ReddCoin. And that's a little fragmented. We'll talk a little bit about that shortly. But you can see this list. We've got Bittrex as our really main market. They've been partnered with us for really 8 years, I want to say, since inception. Some of these others are a little bit less known, Domitai and OCCE, but you can definitely take a look at those. There are most of these swaps, because of the limited back-end exchanges, are not really the shape that we want them to be in. But again, that's an ongoing struggle. More exchange listings means more swap sites, more connectivity. We've been struggling for that for quite some time. We will also want to point out that some of our community members have come up with wrapped RDD solutions as experiments. We're playing with Chainic, Minter, on Ethereum, Binance Smart Chain. It is not really fully understood what the use case really there is, except for really providing liquidity and making it a piece of those exchange or of those infrastructures. More on that as we sort of evolve. DeFi is definitely a place where ReddCoin is going to have a presence, but not for the speculative aspect, for the utility aspect. So you can get ReddCoin, you can move it around and maybe cash it out. That's going to come in the future. So we'll talk further about that when it's appropriate. But for the moment, you can download a wallet from the link here or from our product link, Redd Wallet, which is the page that we're on right now. That will take you to a bit of information about it. You can earn some free ReddCoin by staking or by joining earnred.com. And essentially, you are your own financial institution there. You download the wallet, it will stake for you. The newest versions of the wallet, the current version is 3.10.4. You may see some reference to 4.22. That's our test wallet right now that we've incorporated about 7 or 8 years of Bitcoin's core team, ongoing security and improvement and performance. That is just being tested, so that's not our production version just yet. But I would encourage you, if you have a ReddCoin wallet and you're staking, you need to be at least on version 3.0. We would encourage 3.10.4, 3.10.4, because that is the current. And then down here, of course, are all of our various social media links. The other side of the ReddCoin coin, if you will, or the Redd space coin, is what we've built with Project Redd and our site at redd.love. It really is a bit of a passion project, if you will. We are trying to essentially create a stream of social positivity outside of what's happening with the coin itself and with crypto. And the reason that we're doing that is we found that the technology itself, in being very rewarding and giving staking coins for engaging, in having that sort of fun aspect to it, of being able to send very quickly and receive it as opposed to having to wait, there are parallels there to just sharing love in let's say financial terms with the coin, and sharing love physically and emotionally and to those around us on a very human to human sort of way. We've had redheads inspired to go out and do things in the community, and that's at the end of the day what we're really all here for. Not just to build technology, but to use that technology to make us all more connected in a very realistic way. So you can read all about it at redd.love, redd.love. And you can also see our Redd book and Redd paper on the website. You can also take a look at, I believe actually I have this page open. Redd.love/press. You can very easily, it's a summary for the folks in the press, but you redheads or new redheads can also obviously benefit. You'll see a link to our Redd book, which is the manifesto, if you will, of the Project Redd effort, the social movement effort of it, and how that was created and what the goals are and how you can join. On the technical side, you can see our Redd paper, which is the equivalent of our white paper and lays out exactly what POSV version 2 is, how it functions, what the various layers to the protocol and the network are, and what to expect. You can also learn the POSV version 2 FAQ as a companion to that. All of these 3 buttons, very useful. We did do a rebrand a couple of years ago, I believe, prior to our cutover to POSV version 2, in part really to make it more accessible, to modernize our look, and to bring the caring aspect, the support aspect, the explain aspect back into the forefront of what we were doing, we're also working very hard on what the core project or core product of the ReddCoin project is at this point, which is Red Mobile, also known as ReddID because of the naming functions that we've built MVPs of and are incorporating. But essentially, the idea there is to link together all of a user's social media identities on Twitter, on Facebook, on Twitch, on wherever it might be, into a single wallet, have a name that user can register on the blockchain all by themselves, pay for, own forever, and really have a centralized payment system across all of those social networks, as well as an easy tip button, what we've called the love button, that you can click as a user, get the address for that recipient that you want to thank, and send ReddCoin very easily. We have been struggling with that. We're on a new track. It seems very, very promising. And a new version of that on the mobile platform will be hopefully available, at least for first review and testing soon, certainly by the end of the year. Our core work has distracted us a bit, bringing that wallet up to the current versions of the Bitcoin core code base. But again, those two items are really the focus of our development at this point, with as small a team as we have. Red Mobile for that use case of being able to tip content and share across those networks. ReddCoin, the core wallet. And then, of course, there are some secondary pieces of that you can take a look at on the site. I would also recommend, if anybody's looking for information, we have a Medium channel at medium.com/projectred, again, REDD. And also my personal channel on Medium, TechAdept.medium.com. We do publish most of what I write over to the Project Red channel. We just put out part one of our two-part dev update on May 31st. But we've done quite a bit of publishing, both recently and over the years, about what the core wallet is being upgraded to and why, what that enables ReddCoin to do, and really some of the complexity and the difficulty in doing all of that, explanation of what we're spending our time on and the various pieces that will apply to the community. Definitely, if you have a moment, take some time to read through as much of that as you can. We take immense pride in the stuff that we put out, and a lot of time crafting it so that it's informative and pretty sharp. If you'd like to contribute to any of that, if you'd like to help us do that, again, doors open for anybody that wants to contribute. So those are our two Medium channels. And let's see. So taking a look at, and I will refresh each of these as we go there, taking a look at the price aspect. And again, as a utility coin or a utility token, we try not to focus too much on price, but it's a reflection of what we're doing and acceptance at the same time. And again, if we're going to plan to compensate folks, here's a little bit of cash, it has to have some value. A lot of our community are very focused on the speculative aspect. We certainly can't stop that. But for compliance reasons, for oversight reasons, we have tried to steer clear of the you will get rich, go to the moon on this project. We think we have something a little bit more special, but again, it's a metric of the community. So I did want to point out the fact that different prices and different sites come from different exchanges. So looking at 4 of the largest info aggregators, and then, well, three of the largest info aggregators, and then Coinbase, of course, as a informational source, you'll see these prices are somewhat different. Come on, ReddCoin. There we go. Coinbase has us at 0.0004. Coin Paprika has us at 375. And again, that's a function of what markets they see and what they're able to, or what they're willing to implement into their price discovery. You'll see Stake Center, Exchange Assets, Stake Cube also, I think, maybe not, are not included in CoinMarketCap's calculations. because they're not large enough. And it's very important when you're looking at CoinMarketCap and various prices that you take a look at the markets and see these asterisks mean they're not counting any of this. So a couple of $1,000s in volume, okay, it's not huge. Normally, we may have just hit that time of reset, but normally Bittrex is our, as you can see, our largest exchange. Well, a week or so ago, Bittrex went down for maintenance. They came back up, and ever since, our price has been sort of misreported by different sites, whether they're taking advantage of Bittrex's feed or not, or just looking at other markets. Again, this is CoinGecko, and they have us at 37157. Bittrex and StateCube, and those are the only ones that they're reporting. And even StateCube, you see 6 hours ago. So price on all of these sites comes from the combination of what the exchanges are reporting, when they most recently reported, and whether whether that volume that's being seen on an exchange is actually viable. Now we can actually take a look at Bittrex's specific exchange. 3696 is the price that CoinMarketCap is currently reporting. So we can just stop into Bittrex's site as soon as it decides to load. And we see a price of 0.00037. So it's an interesting concept. What you're actually going to pay when you buy ReddCoin is the price on the exchange here. If you are Redheads, I'd encourage you to go, if you haven't already, sign up with Bittrex, get your ReddCoin, and start tipping. If you don't know how to tip, hey, respond back to this video. We need to educate people as well as build technology for them. So our history has been take our redheads by the hand when they have problems, sit, and our entire team has sat with our community members at one time or another and explained concepts and fixed wallets and done that sort of thing. And it really is very rewarding to be able to bring people into the space and know that they understand what they're working with. And that's a huge part of what ReddCoin really has always been about, and what we hope Project Red is evolving into, that ability to simply extend a hand to people to help, whether it's knowledge you have or you're going to learn together. It brings people closer. It's the equivalent of sharing love and sharing value. And value could be money, but it could also be a couple of minutes of your time. So things to think about. And then Coinbase, of course. Coinbase, we are not supported on Coinbase, but they do have us in the price charts because we're a long-standing project, obviously. And then moving again past the price there, because it's not going to be a focus here, but it was worth touching on the fact that you need to really take a look at where prices are coming from, and that's not just ReddCoin. That's across the board, especially smaller projects that are only on a few exchanges. If those exchanges are reporting properly, price will be reported properly. But just because you see a giant jump somewhere, there's usually an underlying reason, like the main exchange stopped reporting, something like that. So I did want to point out on our ReddCoin wiki here, again, wiki.reddcoin.com, we have a community page which lists all of our communities. You can join us on Discord, Facebook, Instagram, Kumo Space, which is a very cool three-dimensional-ish virtual space. We've used it for events. The folks behind it are awesome. Encourage you to check that out. Even if you're not heading for the ReddCoin space, check out Kumo Space. Join in, create your own space, have a little virtual party. They have evolved in the last couple of years as we've seen them grow from little to big. And just a shout out for them there. LinkedIn, you can join the Project Red page. You can join the ReddCoin company. My own profile, obviously, John Crypto Nasher Nash, our beloved tech lead and my co-partner here in leading the project, or co-captain, whatever you want to call it. Also on there as well. Feel free to join, connect, reach out to us. Medium, just a publishing site. As we've said, we do have Pinterest and a forum at ReddCoin Talk, our active forum on Reddit. Little bit price focused, but again, it's a function of the community. If you want to start some conversations there, please do. You can connect on Twitter to our this is actually, I'm sorry, the Reddit Tip ReddCoin bot, same name on Twitter at Tip ReddCoin. Documentation is available if you just message them. Telegram is where I'm usually found all the time when I'm not elsewhere. We have an extensive list of Telegram rooms depending on language and where you're from or what you'd like to engage. You can take a look at this entire list. And if you'd like to join the community, if you'd like to help build out, again, we are a community-driven, saying again a lot, we are a community-driven project. Love to have you as long as you're not looking for a salary right now. We are volunteers. So again, these are the update news channels. We've got a TikTok channel, which I suppose is going to be my next effort. Yikes. Twitch, Twitter, Vimeo, VK in Russia, YouTube, which you're watching this on right now, actually on my TechAdept channel. There are plenty of ways to interact with us, to find us. If you can't find a way to get to the team and you really need to, info@reddcoin.com is always a good way. My email address is techadept@reddcoin.com. So, yeah, I think that's it. And just a note on the Coinbase thing, that is a listing on Coinbase. We are not able to be bought on Coinbase. As I said before, and just to be clear, Coinbase is an information source as well as an exchange and a market and a wallet and all of that. We are doing our best to be listed on Coinbase, and hopefully at some point we'll have great news to announce. Right now, it's really just a token, no pun intended, of our longevity in the market, that they recognize who we are and that we're in all the indices and statistics. So they obviously want to provide access to folks as I guess we're working out the listing. Well, okay. Okay. So that was a lot of information. I would say at the end of the day, it really is a fairly simple project, and I'll come back to this screen here so we can see me talk. It is a fairly simple project. We are not immensely complicated with smart contracts and risks to the users. It's a fairly straightforward value proposition. If you have ReddCoin and you put them in your wallet, the wallet will use them to secure the network, and it will give you back, well, it's 5% times a multiplier. So the network is designed to grow at 5%, but your staking may be, at this point, actually, the multiplier is 2.1, I believe. So that's 5 times 2.1, or just over 10%. You could, depending on the network statistics, potentially earn up to 5 times, which we've only seen when we launched initially. And that's really it's the sum total of what ReddCoin's staking functionality is. There's a brief lockup period for those coins that have staked, just until the staking process has completed and it's fully confirmed. But there are no extended lockup periods. You don't lose coins. You're not burning coins. The complicated aspects that DeFi has really sort of put into place in order to push value and price up. You can see very clearly that's what's happening with the ReddCoin network. We are a UTXO project, which puts us in a class of, let's say, Bitcoin and Litecoin forks and similar projects to that. So we are capable of using and being addressed in all the same software pieces that have been built for ReddCoin can be adapted have been built for Bitcoin, can be adapted to ReddCoin. And in fact, that's one of the major reasons that we're doing the upgrade to the core wallet that we are, so that we can sort of plug into some more of that infrastructure that's been built very easily by adding things like smart contracts in a sense, but contract lock time, transaction lock time, things like that will essentially allow escrow and allow third-party intervention within a transaction. According to the Taproot scripts and the way things are built at this point, that also adds some privacy to what's going on there, so everything looks like a standard transaction. It's not a privacy coin by any means, and just like Bitcoin, it is pseudonymous. Your activity is trackable on a blockchain, on a cryptocurrency project, certainly like ours, but that enhanced underlying privacy, let's say, for standard transactions and payments and things like that around the network, is actually one of the biggest features coming with Taproot and the release of that new wallet as well. A little complexity there, but that's okay. So I last as a topic, and then I suppose we will wrap this up. I wanted to point out that there are plenty of questions swirling around ReddCoin, and a lot of them are answerable. A lot of them are not, with comprehensive answers. Will ReddCoin reach $1? Uh, will we be adopted by the entire world? Um, and then there are questions that are very easily answerable. Is ReddCoin an ERC token? No, we're not. We don't have a contract address. We are our own blockchain. So you do need a ReddCoin Savvy wallet, our core wallet, or Guarda or Coinomi do just fine. Excuse me. But we don't have a contract address, and that's what sets tokens apart from coins. We've actually built the infrastructure ourselves and maintained it. It's a little bit different than a token. We've gone over what is ReddCoin used for. ReddCoin is worth whatever the market says it is, but it is actually spendable cash. And a lot of these other questions you'll see how to buy. We've struggled to make it easier to buy. That's obviously a focus of ours. And that will continue moving on. Right now, Bittrex is the best place to get it. It's our feeling that it's obviously fairly low priced, and accessible to folks and redheads who'd like to get some and use it for tipping. I would certainly say that any contributions that you may be thinking about from having seen this video or talking about what we're doing here, if you do want to contribute your time, your effort, even your money, we're happy to take it. But the truth is, you need to at least bring a professional spirit and the desire to get things done. There are no wrong answers we've found, and we've adapted what we're doing based on the great people that have joined us. But at the end of the day, it is hard work, it is learning, and we are happy to again help people on that way, getting into the crypto space and getting their foot in the door, if you will. Saying you worked for one of the original cryptocurrencies is definitely a note on your resume if you'd like it to be. So we do encourage questions. We do encourage engagement. Anything that you feel is worth bringing to our attention, new partners, new channels, new exchanges, or if you personally feel you want to be on the team, you want to be driving some part of it that's particularly attractive to you, or you're particularly skilled, we'd love to share the table with you, and again, continue to build some cool things and drive that message of sharing and caring and value on top of an amazingly functional and fast cryptocurrency. I think that's a good stopping point for this particular stream. I think it's gone on for at least a half an hour. Amazing. So I guess like, follow, and tip me, whatever you'd like to do there. Share content. This is all meant to be informative. Share it with your friends, and I don't know. Join us and let's paint the world red.